As we tape this, I'm thinking about whether to buy tickets to go see Neil Diamond when he comes locally. And I'm telling you this because Neil Diamond, of course, is somewhat of a celebrity to people of my generation. We heard his music growing up. And if I were wealthy enough, I could hire Neil Diamond to play for my private party. But since I'm not that wealthy, I'll have to just settle for going to see Neil Diamond when he plays to thousands of other people. When we think about celebrity culture, we think about our entertainers as the celebrities. But in Shakespeare's time, it was not that way. And for them, it was a real boost to have an invitation to present a private show for the real celebrities. And this happened to Shakespeare quite a number of times when his career was established. And some of the occasions are rather interesting. We haven't read the history play Richard II, but when the Earl of Essex came back from Ireland, some of his friends wanted a special performance of Richard II to just kind of get some excitement going for an idea that the Earl of Essex had. And Shakespeare got into a little bit of questionable circumstances because what the Earl of Essex did after he sponsored this showing of Richard II was he marched to the royal court and essentially took Queen Elizabeth hostage in her own court because he was upset with some of the other members of Queen Elizabeth's cabinet, if you will, and wanted her to take him into her cabinet again. Needless to say, this did not go down very well, and the Earl of Essex ended up at the chopping block. Fortunately, Shakespeare did not. But that was one example of a time when a show of his was sponsored by a private party for their own ends. Usually they were much happier occasions. Various courtiers had Shakespeare's group play at the festivities for their wedding reception. William Cecil, the minister for Queen Elizabeth for many, many years, his granddaughter, when she got married, there was a performance of A Midsummer Night's Dream at the festivities, not in the church itself as part of the marriage ceremony, but as part of the what we would now think of as the reception. And the same is true for Shakespeare's play, The Tempest. So these comedies with marriages at the end were very nice entertainment pieces to present at a wedding if you were wealthy enough and you could pay the full freight for Shakespeare to come and have his company put on a play for you. Now, another comedy that had a private showing was Twelfth Night, and this was a comedy that was presented at the Inns of Court, and it was presented to a bunch of law students and their faculty members as part of the winter holidays, if you like. So Twelfth Night, you and I, if we follow the Christian church calendar, would know it as Epiphany. And if you are Hispanic, you might have heard of it as the Three Kings Day. So Twelfth Night was one of those holidays of misrule. Our closest comparative holiday would be Fat Tuesday or Mardi Gras, where at least in New Orleans, there's carnival, there are parades. You know, you can eat all the donuts you want today because tomorrow, Ash Wednesday, comes and we're going to be fasting for 40 days anyway. So in Twelfth Night, you have a lot of people breaking the rules, and as you read, I want you to watch for this holiday carnival atmosphere where you can get as drunk as you like, and it really doesn't matter because tomorrow we're all going to be good again. So Epiphany on the Christian calendar, Three Kings Day, is a holiday of misrule because it's the end of the Christmas season. It's essentially the 12th day of Christmas, 12th night after Christmas night. The spiritual meanings of this Christian holiday are also relevant. So Epiphany means a revelation, a revealing, a recognition. Epiphany was the day Jesus' kingship and divine status were recognized by the three wise men. It's a manifestation of divinity. So Epiphany, the revealing or recognition of divinity in the human Jesus. It can also be a moment of sudden insight. I had an epiphany means I get it. I realized that it all made sense. In this particular play, Twelfth Night, the epiphany might be one's own self-knowledge. Viola has self-knowledge in this story. The other characters don't, and it gets them into trouble. Knowledge of other people is important. In the final act, the manifestation of Viola's true identity as a woman is revealed. It has an almost magical effect, resolving all of the misunderstandings and difficulties of the play. So, Twelfth Night, both the carnival aspect and the spiritual epiphany are relevant